the sausage roll. Every year in the UK, we eat almost 300 million sausage rolls. And it's really no wonder, as they're such a staple lunchtime and breakfast option, especially if you're a uni student. In this video, me and my friends will go around Belfast and try every sausage roll we can possibly find. Each sausage roll will be rated on taste, texture and value out of 10 to give an average score out of 30. At the end of the video, I will reveal every sausage roll scores from worst to best. First stop is Bob Berts.
Bob Berts now waiting. We've got two sausage rolls. There's one vegan one and like a chorizo one.
Alright, so we're doing the pork and chorizo or whatever. That's quite an unconventional sausage roll, I'll say.
It's very soft sausage roll.
So, I'd give taste a 6.5. Quite nice, a bit of spice. Texture, nice and soft, a bit of crunch. I give it like a 5. That's like a 3 out of 10 value, I'm not gonna lie. For like 4 little bite-sized bits.
Taste, I'm not a big fan of sausage rolls in general, but this one is better than average. I would say also 6.5 out of 10. Texture, honestly like a 4 out of 10 texture. Not the biggest fan of this texture. And value, like a 4 out of 10. 335.
I'm actually going to give that, I think I'm going to give that a 7.5. I like that a lot. Texture, I agree with Eric a bit. It's not the best texture, but it's nice. It's a middle ground of 5, I think. And then in terms of value, just because it is nice, I'm gonna not be too harsh. I'm gonna give it a 5.5.
This is the vegan sausage roll from Bob Berts.
Smells alright.
They put like spices in it. It's got seasoning. I don't know, maybe like a 6, 7, 8. Crunchy. It's a sausage roll. 5. It was, yeah. It's got crispy bit in the end. Oh, value. Then it's a 3 again. Yeah. Well, no, it's slightly white. I'll give it a 4 because it's slightly whiter.
I actually think this tasted a lot better than that one. I'm gonna give this like a 7.5 in taste. It's quite spicy actually. Texture, probably the same. Give it like a 5. Or texture, it's very similar. I'll give it a 3.5 for value because it's a little bit bigger.
This is the vegan.
How does it look?
8. That's nice, sir. Texture is not as nice. I'm gonna give texture a 4. Value, 5.5. 5.5.
We're here at Alexander's Bakery in the David Kerr building for Queens.
What I've got here is a chicken and bacon sausage roll from Alexander's Bakery in the David Kerr building. Okay, £4.90. I think it would taste better if it wasn't microwaved. Bacon flavour really comes through the end. It's not really crisp in the pastry though. For taste, I'm going to give it a 6. For texture, a 4. Because it was £4.95. Value, going to be a 2.
It's green bit.
Yeah.
That was actually very nice. That was probably better than the Bob Berts. For taste, I would say like 7.5 out of 10. Also, if presentation came into it, then that would be very high. The texture's really good, like 8 out of 10. And value, how much does it cost?
4.9.
Oh, value 3 out of 10.
Sausage roll sucks. You can hardly cut it. That's all. Look at this. Look at me. It's like a brick.
Right.
You're on all categories.
I'm trying to get some of the pastry in here with it.
Hold the mic.
You can cut out this bit.
I'm gonna give it 4.5 on taste, just because it's so salty. Texture, 2 out of 10. I felt like I was eating like polystyrene. And then value, like 3 out of 10.
This is like an offshoot of Alexander's Bakery. There's a real proper ones over that way somewhere. I reckon this comes from there, and that's where they have to microwave it. That the main texture problems come from that, because you need to microwave it. I think freshly baked, this would be unreal.
We're on our way for the big, meaty sausage roll. Here we are. It's Junction Cafe in the History and Law building.
Right, we're looking in this bag here, and inside the bag is a big, meaty sausage roll. Look at the size of that.
It's nice and warm. 2 HP as well.
Double HP sauce, it's always good.
Cooking the sausage roll and it was not good.
Pretty classic sausage roll, gotta say. Taste is a 7 out of 10. Texture is a 6 out of 10. £2 value. I say 6.
Oh, brother, this
I say 7 out of 10.
Unbelievable.
HP sausage is all
Oh, the fact you get 2 brown sauces is kind of rare though. Normally you get 1, but the brown sauce pairs so well. I'd say taste is 8.5. Don't mean it's just perfectly balanced. Texture is like 7. Not too soft, not too crunchy. Can add value. Like £2 is good. I'd say 7.5 value.
I love that sausage roll. The big meaty sausage roll. I love it. Taste 9. I like a bit of flake. I would 8. I'll go 8 to give the value an 8 as well.
You already know it's the big meaty, so it's going to be good. The texture is just really the highlight of this. I mean, it's at least a 9, maybe a 10 out of 10. Like, you could eat it for the texture alone, even if it was flavorless. Oh, it's £2, so 7 or 8 out of 10 probably. Yeah, excellent.
This is a big planty sausage roll right here. Yeah. It's bigger than the big meaty. This is how much roll they're putting. The sausage, it's not sausage, but this is how much they're putting in the roll. It doesn't even fit. Yeah. So that's points for value immediately.
And we're going to go over to the big meaty here. And what are we thinking here?
We already reviewed this. I'm just finishing.
Except it's hollow on a bit of the inside as well. Taste, it's kind of nice. It's got kind of pepper in it. That's quite nice.
Yeah.
I give it like a 7. Texture, I think also a 7. That's quite nice. It had a bit of crunch. It might be less crunchy in the middle, but I don't know, because it's like twice the size. It's a little shorter than that one. It's twice the size, so I have to give it like an 8.
It's a bit cold. Unfortunately, the other vegan roll is better. 5.5 on taste. Texture, it's nice and like blends. I'd say the texture is like 7.5, and the value is probably like an 8.5 because.
I was a little underwhelmed with the taste of this one. Slightly too cold, but that's sort of, our own fault for waiting too long. Taste, I'm getting a lot of hints of onion and garlic. I'll say it's like a 4 out of 10 for taste. For texture though, I really like the texture. Texture was really good. It's very consistent. Slightly flaky. I'll give that an 8 out of 10. And then value, Adriano's right saying it'll probably fill you up, so 7 out of 10.
All right, this is the Spar deli sausage roll. There's a big gaping hole around the sausage.
The sausage itself tastes weird.
It's not a good sausage.
Tastes like 3.5. Texture is 5. Value 5 out of 10 value.
Taste 3. Texture 2. Value. See, a lot of the time you get this yellow sticker. If there's yellow sticker reduced price, I'd give it higher. But I'm gonna have to say 5.
So it's day 2 of the sausage roll.
Our next stop on the sausage roll hunt is Greg's, the staple of student lunch. Let's see what they've got in store. And I'm Jonah.
The classic Greg sausage roll. This is the sausage roll. That is like the very porky taste. Like, it tastes like a proper sausage. I give taste an 8.5 out of 10. Texture a 7.5. It's very nice. And value 1.50, but it is quite small, so I'll give it 6 out of 10 value.
Taste, I do really like that taste. I'm gonna go 8.5 for the taste. However, texture, whereas it is nice and crumbly, the separation of the sausage and the pastry is not quite right and too oily. So I'm gonna give texture a 4.5. In terms of value, they are cheap and you can get multi-buy deals if you buy 4. So I'm gonna say 8.
Taste wise, I enjoyed it. I thought the pastry was quite buttery and I thought it's almost melted in your mouth. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm gonna say 8 out of 10. Texture, I like the texture. The pastry was nice and crumbly again and it was nice and buttery. It was just made me happy. Give it an 8 for texture. Price wise, I think 150 is too steep. I'm gonna give that a 5. But in terms of the multi-buy, 4 for £4.5p. I'm gonna say that's like a 7.
The big thing here for me is the sausage. The sausage was extraordinary. Now that you mention it, it was quite oily, and I don't know about that. Texture, it was pretty good. Actually, yeah. Value, yeah, 6 or 7.
What do you rate it?
9.
Another Greg's because the last one was out of vegan rolls.
Different to the other vegan rolls in a way where instead of just putting like lentils in it, they try to make it look and taste like pork. I'll give it taste a 7 out of 10. Texture is really good. I'll give it an 8.5. 7 out of 10 value as well.
Okay, the sky started kind of crying for a bit, but I'm not, honestly. It's not really like a sausage. There's like bits in it. Tastes nice. I'm gonna say I give like a 7 on the taste. I give a 6. It was crunchy. There's bits in the sausage, I did say. But for value, 160, that's good. That's like, I'd say an 8 on value.
These are the mini sausage rolls, pork sausage rolls from Russell's. Much better than the Spar one.
Taste, I think it's very nice taste. I think it's 7 out of 10 taste. Texture, it's a bit too crumbly. It's really greasy, so 5 out of 10. That was £1.50 for 3 of those. Give that an 8 out of 10.
Taste, it's just the pastry is salty, but the sausage itself is good. I'm gonna give it a solid 6. Texture, I like it. It's crumbly. 6 and value 8.
Taste, 7. Texture, definitely agreed to crumbly. It was falling everywhere. It was making a mess. Yeah, as you can see. Value, really good though. Maybe 9 value. Just the kind of sausage roll you could get a packet of these for breakfast.
Okay, taste-wise, give it like a 6. I like how crumbly it was on that column. I think a sausage roll should crumble. I think it should make a wee bit of a mess. Maybe that's controversial. The sausage was slightly too moist, and the pastry was slightly too dry for my liking. Texture, like 6 overall. Value, I'd give it 8, because 3 for 150. That's pretty good.
So next, we're going into the Bistro Butterfly.
So we've got the Butterfly Bistro sausage roll, BBSR this time. It was a lovely wee cafe bistro area. Lots of people in there having a nice time. We got takeaway. I don't think it's our speciality. The presentation isn't beautiful. I asked for brown sauce. I thought he would have wee sachets. He just put it on top, which is fine, but it makes it harder for us to share. I liked the sausage. I thought the sausage was lovely. The pastry was very soggy, but because the sauce had been on it for a good 5 minutes, I can't really rank the flavor / taste because the brown sauce kind of drowned it out. I'd give it an 8. Texture, I'd give it a 2. Value, it's £2.50 for takeaway. It's not good, but if you sit in, it's a nice wee atmosphere in there. So I'd say it's good value if you're sitting in, not if you're taking away. So like 5.
That was the most mid sausage roll I think I've ever had. 5 for taste. Texture, it kind of just felt like I was eating like slop. So 3.5 value, like a 6 out of 10 value.
For taste, I'd probably give it a 4. That's probably the texture. A 7, because it's not too greasy. Yeah, I'd give that a 10 actually. I'm not sure. My one's got 2.
We are in Mosaic Cafe. We've lost a few, but we carry on. And the sausage rolls here, they look good.
Look at this. It comes with a side of little red bits.
Oh, that looks like a good.
This is definitely 10 for taste. Maybe a bit too rich. Like I couldn't see myself eating a lot of this. Texture, yeah. I'm gonna say quite crumbly. I think it's worth it because like you're getting all this. 6, because it is quite expensive.
It's like a 8 out of 10 taste, but I think the texture is 9.5 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10 value.
Lovely taste. I'm gonna have to give it a 9.5, so 7.5. And value, expensive but lovely, so 7.
Welcome back. Dawn of the 3rd day. Our first stop, Kirk's Bakery.
We're here at Kirk's Bakery to get some scrumptious sausage rolls.
Small and large sizes, both available. And the large size is only £1.90.
Outstanding.
Brown sauce included. It's a nice sausage.
For the large one, an 8 out of 10 cost. Like, it's not very crumbly, and it's really soft and like nice. probably like a 7. Taste, probably give it like a 7 to start off with.
Very sausagey, very porky. I'd give the taste a nice 7.5. The pastry may as well not be there. So I'm going to give it like a 3 out of 10 for texture. Value, 1.90, I'm going to give that 8.5.
Nice taste one. I'm gonna give it a 7 for taste. Not crispy enough on the pastry, so the texture is gonna go for a 5. 8.5 on value.
The pastry, not crunchy enough. The texture, I'd say 5, 5.5. Our taste though, 7. It's pretty good. The real kicker is the value. £1.95. This is outstanding. I give this a 9.
We're heading over to Truffles Bakery.
Truffles. I'm still caught up in Kirk's. It's no more.
We're now coming back onto the main road here, and we're gonna make our way to Bread Street Bakery. I'm excited.
Here with the Bread Street Bakery sausage roll. Cost me £3.15. It's very warm though, nice freshly heated, and it came with brown sauce actually. So carrots, onions, and maybe like leeks in there. I'd say taste is a 9.5. It's a bit too. It's not crunchy enough, so I'll give it a 6 for texture. Give it 6 out of 10 deli.
Yeah. So taste-wise, this is a step up in the game. Individual vegetables, but they're subtle enough. Not crunchy enough, but better than Kirk's, so I'd say 6 out of 10. Back on taste, I'd say 9 out of 10. It's £2. 6 out of 10.
I bit into that, and it was so nice. Taste, I'm gonna go 9.5. It's not crunchy enough, but a really nice flake to it, so I'm actually gonna give it an 8 on texture anyway. Value, because it's so nice, 7.
Sausage is definitely a lot more flavorful than Kirk's. Do like a soggy sausage, you know. And 8 in taste, and like a 7 again in texture. As for cost, 5.
We're going to go to Trait Coffee.
We're here at Trait waiting for a sausage roll. Apparently it's gonna take like 5 or 6 minutes, so this better be good.
This is the sausage roll to beat all sausage rolls. It was £6, which is steep, but you understand the price when you actually see it. Cheers. Cheers. It's very meaty taste.
A bit too salty for me, I'm going to say. To be honest, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10 taste. It was good, but it didn't blow me away. It's a lot better than most textures I've tried, so I'll give it a 7.5 texture, and honestly I'll give that a 4.5 value.
Taste, the pretzels I thought were a really nice touch. The juiciest sausage I've had so far of them all. So for taste, I'm gonna say 8.5. Nice and crispy. I'm gonna say 9. £6. So I'm gonna have to go 5.
Almost taste the value from this. I found it to be the most rich, inviting taste of a sausage roll. 8 out of 10 taste. Best texture we've had all day. That was crunchy. That was perfect. 10 out of 10. Finally, value. You could tell it was premium. I'd say 6 out of 10. Thank you.
The seasoning was just right, although it didn't really have as exotic a flavor. Sausage and stuff was really nice, so I'd probably give that like an 8. Did not enjoy the pretzel. Can probably give that like a 6. Between the wait time and the £6, unforgivable. I'm gonna give that a 3.
We're headed to Sawyer's now.
Hard to dismay, Sawyer's was out of sausage rolls. In other words, they never sold them in the first place. So, across the road, we spotted Jeffers Home Bakery. So, we're going to go there instead.
We got this sausage roll, £2.60, pretty good price from the one and only Jefferson's Home Bakery.
The main taste that comes through is not the sausage, it's the bread. I'll give the taste a 4 out of 10. I'll give the texture a 4 out of 10 as well, very mid, bit too smushy, below average value. It's a bit too expensive, £2.60, so I'll give it a 4 out of 10 as well.
Things are not looking good for Jeffers Home Bakery. The taste, 5 out of 10. Pastry was disgustingly non-crunchy. That was soft. I'd say 4 out of 10. Just £3. 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10.
She had it cooking in a microwave, so it's obviously very greasy. The taste, 6 out of 10. Give the texture a 5 and a 7. It wasn't that bad a price.
It tastes fine. I don't think it really offers anything beyond what you would get if you went to the supermarket and put stuff in your oven at home anyway. Taste a 4, texture 2, and value, it wasn't too bad, but it wasn't great. 5. We're here at Junction Cafe at Waterstones. Our final sausage roll of the day, I would say. It's 3:30.
Apart from the fact that it burnt my tongue, it's a very cozy sausage roll. The taste is pretty standard. I'll give it a 5.5 taste, 7.5 texture, but 7 out of 10 value.
Cozy exactly is the right word. Nothing special, I'd say 6 out of 10. Flaky, nice. Still nothing special, 7 out of 10. Affordability, 330, 5 out of 10, middle of the road.
I was talking to a book just before this, and it said, expect great things, and he was not capping, because this is a good sausage roll. The crunch is perfect. I'd probably give the taste like an 8, texture 7, and as for price, I'll give that like a 6.
Not think much wrong to say about that sausage roll other than the price point. Nice flakiness, nice sausage, standard sausage. It was a sausagey sausage, very sausage. I would guess a 7 out of 10 on texture, a 7 out of 10, and on value, a 6 out of 10.
Wait, that's the last one. That's the last sausage roll. Thank you. Okay, now it's time for the final rankings out of 30. So coming in dead last place is the Spar with an average of 11.8 out of 30. Just crap overall. Then coming in 15th place is Alexander's Bakery with a score of 13.3 out of 30. If we tried it from the actual bakery, it probably would have been higher. Coming in 14th place is Jeffers Home Bakery with an average of 13.8 out of 30. Just a really mid below average sausage roll. And then coming in 13th place and 12th place is the Bob Berts sausage rolls with the vegan actually doing better, with scores of 15.7 out of 30 and 16.3 out of 30. These were the first ones we did, and if I'm being honest, we were very harsh on them, so they probably don't belong here. In 11th place is the Butterfly Bistro with an average score of 16.8. It was alright. I'm sure it would be a lot nicer if we sat in, but yeah, pretty mid overall. 10th place was Ground Coffee, the 19.8 out of 30. Pretty nice, you know, it just wasn't special. 9th place is Russell's with a score of 20.5 out of 30. Now, this was definitely the best convenience store sausage roll, probably the best value, and was pretty nice. In 8th place is Trait Coffee. Now, this one was very nice, however, £6 is not justifiable. It wasn't amazing. 7th place is the Junction Cafe's vegan sausage roll with a score of 20.8 out of 30. It was pretty good, you know, better than I expected for a vegan sausage roll. In 6th place is Kirk's sausage roll with an average score of 20.8. It was really good overall except for the texture, so that's what brought it down. In 5th place was Greg's vegan sausage roll with an average score of 21.8 out of 30, you know. It surprised me. It was actually quite nice. 4th place is Bread Street Bakery with an average score of 21.8 as well. The taste was like amazing, but the texture and value were just like above average. Now in the top 3, Greg's at 3rd spot with a 21.9 score. A classic. Tasted good. Value's good. Texture's good. Number 2, we have the big meaty sausage roll from the Junction with an average score of 23.6. I'm surprised this one didn't win because it's what started this whole thing, but just super good value, super good taste, amazing texture. Number 1 is Mosaic Cafe with a score of 23.8 out of 30. Even though it costed £5.50, it just tasted so nice and the texture was too good. And the actual cafe shop itself is a really nice spot, so definitely deserving of the top spot. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to be reviewing this leaf. There's actually a second leaf. 2 leaves. Okay.
A good leaf.
Okay. That's a good. I'm going to give that, I think, an 8 for taste. It's got like a dressing on it. It's like a little sweet, a little bitter. It's good. It's balanced. Okay. The texture. It's not a crunchy leaf, but you know, it's an interesting. It's not a texture you normally get out of a leaf. Like even just like a regular salad. This is kind of unique. I like that. I would say I give that a 7. But it is very interesting. For value, there was a second leaf attached to this leaf, so I'm going to say as a 10.
Very good.